It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears. And it's all up next.
So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago. And we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And here we go from Chicago. Tyler Scott now to return it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair and eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He's got it inside the 25. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Romadudes, a touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Starting from the 5. And look at this return. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
The biggest mistake you can make here is letting his offense get suckered into trying and matching the pace while the opposition just set. Even if it's a quick score to begin the game, he's got to have the poise and the patience here to run the opening script they've planned for all week long. Play your game and not let the circumstances dictate and force your hand early.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
This is Henry on second. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Gets this one to Andrews. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Their offense headed back out for its second drive of the contest. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. That's complete, Cole Kmet. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A give, right side for Swift. He's contained at the line for no gain. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Caught by his back. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Ravens will go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Sending a receiver left. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Well, this is a headache-inducing run for a defensive coach. I could just imagine that staff both upstairs and down on the field watching it, Kate, because now, well, they don't have to just worry about this guy catching as a receiver. Now they know he can be a weapon in the ground game, too.
Motion man is the tight end here, going left. They go play fake with Jackson. Taken in by Likely. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Back at beginning of the 2nd quarter, Ravens in possession. They'll be set up with 3rd and only 1. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here's Henry on the option. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
They've got a man in motion. 2nd and 10 now. Connects with Bateman. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. That's caught for the first. It's a gain of 29 yards. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens tie this game 7-7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. They're still in search of that first down of this game, Brock. Hoping to put together a drive and avoid calling on the punter again. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. Completed here to Komet. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff running right. Here's Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field. The Bears driving. Williams to throw on third. Swift hauls it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Torrey Taylor getting set to punt it once again. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson are ready to go again on offense. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. First down throw for Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Gets this to Bateman. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Finds Aguilar. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. And again, it's Jackson. Forced out to... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
They just get the play off. On the move, headed right. He's running for it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That brings us to halftime, and these teams locked up on the scoreboard. It's a 7-7 ball game. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Deontay Hardy to return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Jackson. He'll get this to Henry. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Sent to the ground by Kyler Gordon.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, they shoot the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming, and boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Jackson to throw it. Hits him on the out route. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Putting a receiver in motion. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Kevin Byard there to bring him down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Lamar off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's stepping up and takes off with this one.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Jackson looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st down, ball at the 36. This set it down starts with an option right. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And that will set up 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Henry. Punches it in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take the lead right away in half number 2. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bears about set for their next possession. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That throw finds Komet. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
1st down, Williams. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Now throw in the direction of DJ Moore. And it sets up 2nd down.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
Williams on the play action. That's caught, Keenan Allen. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. They go counter, it's Johnson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 14. Komet brings it in. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. He's back to throw. Has it at the 7. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Johnson. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Give him a couple on the run, and it's now 2nd and goal. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Bears down by 7. They're lining up on the doorstep. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Johnson pushing for the end zone, and he lost the football. It's knocked loose. Disaster averted, thank goodness. He covers it up himself, but time's still running off here. Now hang on, they want to take another look at this play, and a very important call coming up late in this game. Man, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough third down here. Here he is to throw. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a fourth to try to reach that end zone. Now to throw. Getting out to his left. And they take this in for the score. The Bears cut it to a point late in this one. Caleb Williams, the touchdown. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for two and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this two-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Hardy on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Ravens trotting out their offense. And even with some time left, Brock, a long ways to go to get into range for a game winner. They're going to need to move it in a hurry. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. They motion Bateman over right. Here he is to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Aguilar with the grab. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Handoff headed right to Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you could just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
And with 4 seconds remaining, they're going to take a timeout. So now it all comes down to Justin Tucker. A very short kick here from the right hash. That one is good! And that, folks, is your game winner!
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. One final shot here. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Chicago.